What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about hip thrust and the three different types of hip thrust there actually are. So most of us do hip thrust for the glutes, but they actually work both your hamstrings, your quads, your abductors, your core. It's a compound movement. It works multiple muscle groups at once. But depending on your foot placement, you are actually able to target different muscle groups. So in the time of me being a coach, I have had so many clients tell me, oh, when I do the hip thrust, I feel it so much more in my hamstrings. Why is that? Or like my quads are really taking over. Why is that? I want to get my glutes activated in the hip thrust. Well, one of the reasons could be your foot placement is wrong. I say that with a quotation because you could also purposely do this to target different muscle groups. So if you place your feet too far forward in your hip thrust, you are actually targeting your hamstrings as the main muscle group. And it is because as you're placing your feet very much forward, you will be lengthening your hamstrings the most. So therefore your hamstrings will take over on the load when you're pushing up from the ground. That is of course not to say that your quads and glutes and all the other muscle groups that is involved in a hip thrust isn't also being worked, but you are mainly targeting your hamstrings. So if you feel it way more in your hamstrings when you're doing the hip thrust, you might be placing your feet way too forward than where they are supposed to be. And opposite to that, if you place your feet way too close to your body, like in here, you will be lengthening your quads instead. So now when you push up, the main muscle that is going to take over is mainly your quads. And it is because of the quads being lengthening the most, especially at the bottom of your hip thrust, where the load is basically the heaviest when you push off the ground. You will really be feeling that in your quads. So if you want to target your glutes, your gluteus maximus, your biggest muscle on your body, as most of us want to do when we do hip thrust. I feel most of us are doing hip thrust because of that, right? You want to target the glutes. A good thumb rule is, sit back with your back towards the bench or the boxes, then lengthening your leg, and right where your knee is, underneath of that is where you should be placing your heel. Same with the opposite leg, stretch it out. Where your knee hits the ground or underneath it is where you should place your heel. So as you're pushing up, you can kind of see it creates this perfect 90-degree angle, and this should be the perfect placement of your feet when you're doing the hip thrust. And of course, don't forget, when we're doing the hip thrust, to have a tight core, tuck in your pelvis, try to neutralize your spine, tuck in your chin. So when you do push up, the main joints that is doing most of the work is your hips, knees, and ankles. Just like this. And already now with no weight, I really feel it in my glutes. And lastly, a little bonus thing. Make sure to really squeeze the shit out of your glutes at the top. No half reps. Don't stop here. Push your hips as up towards the ceiling as possible. We are reaching for the stars. Wow, just that hold. I could feel that. That is basically the three different hip thrusts that you can do where you target different muscles. There is of course many different hip thrusts that you can do. These are just the three main ones. There's also B stance hip thrust, we hip thrust abductors, etc, etc. But I hope this was helpful, and I hope this helped you out a little bit more. Hopefully we're praying that I don't get a copyright strike for this music playing in the background, and this whole video is for nothing. So I hope that you guys can still hear the audio. And don't forget, if you would like more help with the fitness journey, if you need more help with your workout program, writing out a workout program, the exercises, the form, accountability, nutrition, all of that good stuff, I am currently offering one-on-one coaching. I have a few spots left. And let me not remind you that summer is coming. So if you need more help with that, make sure to click the link down below and fill out a few questions about yourself to see if we will be a good fit. And with that said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And make sure to subscribe for more if you want to watch more videos like this. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!